Sorry, not sorry.
Yes, I know it's been too long and you've been waiting for us, but we have resurfaced. We are back from Machu Picchu and other places south after we've had some pisco sours and some sour piscos, some sour finishes, and certainly some sour looks. This is home of the Warehouse 15 that gives each of us five, and five. And as we say, here's the disclaimer. If we offend you, we rear end you. Sorry, not sorry. What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up? I have to say, that was probably your best intro to date. That was good. That was
Oh my
good.
gosh. I got my flow going. I'm tapped into the eternal spirit. I got
Hey,
my incense burning. It's
this
all
guy
that.
took off the weekend. He studied because that was
Fired up.
freaking good. That was good.
I'll take
All
it.
right, all right. I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you so much. Is that an upside down P on your
He
thing? Is that
loves
upside
me.
down
Yes,
P?
yes. It's a brand. Yes, it's just an upside down P.
Oh, nice. Is it for peak performance?
No. It's just a clothing brand, different clothing brand.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right,
Uh,
what do we got today, gentlemen?
anyways, great intro. No, we like you said, just got back from some traveling. A lot of planes and a lot of walking and buses and horns and crazy stuff and a lot of good food. But yeah, like you said, just got back from Peru. So
Great
Yeah,
food, great food, great people, great people.
I
How
told
you doing,
everybody
Coach Moreno?
I'm good. I told everybody the same thing. I said, man, you know what? I mean, for price point and stuff like that, go to Peru, man. The food is good. The hotels are great. The people are cool and just chill. I mean, it's definitely go. Actually, this weekend I was a little bit north of Tampa in Port Richey doing a little small seminar for Master Regis Lima. Actually, a Brazilian guy that's been in the States since '97. He's a student young of Fabio Goulart. So
Oh, nice.
nice guy. Great school. Had a good group of people. Just it's always fun for me to meet new people. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of my seminars and training camps with my circle. So this was a new group of people. Super nice, super polite, super just fun. It was good.
All right, good. Well, we got a lot to catch up on. I know it's been a monumentous and momentous day here. Who wants to start? What do we got?
Wait, what's
Coach, you
up,
want to start with
TJ?
the President's Cup?
Let's start President's Cup. Yeah. I mean, start. You
Um,
start.
yeah, no, President's Cup. For me, I think it was the event itself kind of ran like it was supposed to run. I mean, obviously, like we talk about, yeah, exactly. A couple For me, even the check-in process wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. The facilities was par with every other Pan American region facilities, pretty much. The equipment for me. What do you think about the equipment, Coach?
First of all, let me say, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to say that organization was awesome. I think it was great. I think the venue was awesome. The holding area is a little bit small, but I mean, I'll tell you what, I was super impressed with just how they ran everything. And those dudes were professional, man. They didn't play around in the stands. They didn't play around in the holding area. You couldn't get away with nothing. I mean, I know you got sent back around a couple of times instead of walking across, but to their credit,
Food
they were.
Nazis.
I have to give them credit for that. The equipment. Um, listen, I
I like
like
the seating.
KPMP better than.
I'll give anything for that seating. I always like the stadium seating that goes up that high, so you can kind of see everything no matter where you're sitting. So
Yeah,
that's always
much
a
better.
plus. Yeah, that's much
Yeah,
better.
yeah, that was good. I think the venue was great. The the electronics. I mean, typical KPMP. I thought it was pretty good to the body, the face. I mean, just like always, it seems like something's wrong, and you always have to IVR. Some of the IVRs threw me for a loop. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, but look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Sorry.
But yeah, I think overall it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty well run. I stayed there an extra day for the junior cadets, so I got to see some of that, and I thought that ran extremely well as well. So
That was
pretty
fast.
good, but
I feel like that went pretty
very,
fast.
very good, very good. As far as the results, I mean, listen, I have to do a little bragging right now. I mean, the Brazil team, the men. Actually, you know what, Young, I gotta challenge you. I think your greatest team, the greatest U.S. team ever, maybe in Pan Am region, is the '87 team. Yes or no? Hands down.
Yes,
Hands down.
six out of eight gold medals.
Okay. How many finals? Six finals.
7
Six.
finals.
6 finals.
6 finals?
Yes.
6 finals. 6
One
finals.
so you had 7 medals out of 8, yes? So
7 out of 8. Jay Warwick
got a bronze.
got a bronze. He wet the bed and didn't feel like showing up that
And
day.
Paul Lee, no medals.
Paul Lee
So,
was brand new. Paul Lee was the newest guy on the team, nicest guy in the world, but had tough way to go. Did he lose to Arlindo?
probably. I'm not sure exactly.
Probably.
But anyway, so in this event, Brazil has 7 out of 8 finals, 6 gold medals, a silver, and about 7 bronze. I don't know, but so I'm not gonna say nothing. But
There's nothing to say. There's
yeah,
nothing. All you can say is
close.
congratulations. We held the title for a lot of years, and we're going to have to give it up now. It's 30, just almost 30 years, and they took it, and I'm happy.
It's
Couldn't happen to a nicer group.
Unprecedented, to be honest with you, TJ. We've been around these Presidents Cup for a long time, and to see 7 Brazilians in the final is crazy. To win 6 golds is crazy. On the women's side, there was 5 out of 8, and they won 3. So, I mean, the overall team was a slam dunk for the Brazil group, but I don't know, TJ. We haven't seen something like that in a long time, right? I mean, no Americans, 0 Americans. I mean, so historic.
Did they come to the tournament?
We had a lot of people from USA there.
The Americans came?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, the Americans came?
The only one that wasn't there was of a major status was CJ. So, but other than that, everybody was there. So, I mean,
did they fight or they just came to watch?
No, they fought. They made some finals.
That's what you were saying was that we had a few in the finals, but no gold medals throughout. No gold medals throughout the whole competition. For the seniors, I'm not talking about the kids, obviously. For the senior day. Yeah, that's. I mean, I look at the other side of it. I think it's crazy to see that many gold medals. The results you just said were pretty lopsided and heavy on like the Brazil side. You know, I mean, I know Mexico had a couple gold medals. Canada had a few gold medals as well. Right? Mexico, Canada, yeah. Mexico had one. Yeah.
Only one female.
Yeah. So I mean that's crazy to think. I mean, this is a Pan Am region, this is our President's Cup. You know, this is our bonus points of our region. So all of our big guys usually show up that need the points and that are in the system.
This is the President's Cup?
Yep.
Oh no, we still got the title then. Pan Am Games, baby. We still got the title. No, we still got the title. We own it, baby. No, President's Cup? No. Sorry, yeah. It's still a good result, but I mean, come on now.
No. It's not the Pan Am Championships, or Pan Am Games. But I mean, to be honest with you, to be fair, like this event is probably harder just because of the volume. I mean, you got 40, 50 people in the division, and it's open. So Mexico could have 5, USA could have 5, Brazil could have 5. So it's not like you're.
Oh no! I'm sure. I know it's a great tournament. I'm just saying for the Pan Am Games, we still own it. You know, I'm just going to keep that one.
And to be honest with you, right now, I mean, we're Olympic weight category, so there's only 4. You know what I'm saying? So we'll never, I mean, unless something changes, if we get back to 8 weight categories, I mean, that your 87 team is locked. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some trigonometry, calculus, some sort of whatever.
That was probably the last big one before the World Championships, correct? Well, we got left between. That's for us, our side, pretty much. Yeah, for a lot of people, probably that's the last one.
Well, yeah. I realized the other day we still got some time, right? This is 2025, and the Olympics are until 2028.
Oh, we got plenty of time. Listen,
and going on.
Listen, you know what the funny thing is? Because there's so many events and there's so many so many peaks and valleys. Actually, next year the points reset. So for all this success, great, congratulations to whoever. Blah blah blah. Come next year, it resets, and late 2026 and 2027. That's going to be the money events. That's going to be, it's like one of those things. Don't get hot too early. Because late
and don't get too comfortable.
Right. And I think that's what, like, some of these Asian countries, some of these European countries, I mean, TJ, right? We're looking at some of these Grand Prix and we're looking at who's not there. We're like, what's going on? Why aren't they there? I think they're just chilling a little bit,
Yeah, so, I think it's gonna be interesting to see, like you said, once the points go back to 0 and like right out the gate. Like, I still think some of the faces are gonna change still. You know what I mean? I think we're seeing a lot of I still think middle of the ground, maybe experimental people, but I think all the big dogs are the ones they've been investing in will be the ones back at the show once we get back in line to like
100%.
2026. Yeah.
Like
But it's
ironically,
scary because I don't know.
we haven't seen Iran at all. Like a year and a half. Like we haven't
Oh,
since the
really?
Olympics, nowhere. They haven't come to any
What?
opens, no opens, none of the Grand Prix challenges. Like I'm shocked. I'm really shocked.
Interesting.
Very.
Interesting.
Yeah, and last time they came on really late with their 58s and their 80 guy. I mean, and they came on like strong. So it should be interesting. It should be interesting. I mean, for us, we went. The Brazil national team went there as a national team, and of course, there was other Brazilians as well. I don't. Am I wrong, TJ? I'm not sure. Did the USA team go there as a national team?
I don't know. It couldn't have been because I saw like I
No.
think our 54 and our negative 87 guys were being coached by someone that wasn't their home coach, but at this event while we had national team coaches there. So I'm assuming it was an academy thing or whatever as far as who they were coaching, who they weren't coaching.
So for me, I think this would have been a great opportunity to have kind of like a preview of your national team. Right, you're about to compete at the Worlds. You might want to work with them. You might want to sit with them. You might want to, kind of break down what they did good and what they didn't do good. And so to now sit in some of those kids' chairs, because I think I saw the 54. You're right, 54 and 87, and
I
I
don't
didn't
know
see
how
them
that
being coached by the national team. I thought it was strange.
I don't know how that came about or how it comes about or if it's like a they don't want or these guys don't want or however it gets there, but not to be able to cultivate that relationship at this point,
Yeah,
leading it, it's just strange. It's a waste unless there's some ultimate other plan. But like that's what you'd want to do at those events, where you have and Michael Rodriguez at 87 is experience,
yeah,
He's
yeah.
been to some of the bigger games and been in front of some people, and I think he has been around those guys. So I just don't understand how you don't invest the time or energy in that situation.
Especially with, and again, I have to go back to my thoughts. Especially when you see these national team kids there to compete, you would think that they would want to work with them as they get prepared for the World Championships, and they weren't coached by them. And then you see them coaching some other random people that aren't on the national team. That's where the disconnect kind of like, kind of a little bit stands out for me. A little strange, but again, not knowing the situation, I think it's a little, yeah, probably a
It's lame.
bad,
I don't care. It's
yeah,
lame.
yeah,
It's lame. It's
yeah.
lame. I don't care. It's lame. I think you figure out a way to be in their chair or even have
How
something to do
does
with them building
the
up to the World
structure
Championships.
work? And I guess what I'm asking is, how is the structure of the coaching staff working? In other words, who is the coaching staff answering to in the organization? What's the leadership pipeline? Like who's making those determinations? Who they coach? That there isn't
I
one.
would assume them. I mean, I would assume them or whoever is they're planning. But like I said, I know when if there's national team members there on a trip, it's just really strange this close that they're not somehow being coached by national team coaches. Or who's
Yeah.
going to meet. Maybe there's this crazy list of people who are going to be at the World Championships or something, but like it just doesn't make sense. And I don't think that makes any kid or anybody on the national team feel comfortable going into the situation without someone, i.e., their home coach, or that's actually paying attention to what's going on.
I mean, it's a silly thing. I'm going to say this, but like, it's even weird to me, like when in a registration process, like when you're on the draw, like for example, when we take our group, we're the Brazil national team. If you're not, you're just Brazil, right? And when I look at them, they're not U.S. national team. They're academy, U.S. academy or academy. I don't know what academy team. And it seems like it's a club team. And for me, that's a little, I don't know. I mean, if you're trying to create cohesion,
Can you make an argument that it's not a club team?
no, I think it is a club
That's what
team.
that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing. I just don't.
Oh,
It has to be.
yeah.
I mean, if we're differentiating the two names and it's like USA national team, that means it's just not a national team event. I don't even know what it says when they go to like World Championships. Does it say national team or academy team? I wonder.
I think it has. I think at that point it has to be just USA. There's no like. It's just USA, Brazil, Mexico, Canada. It doesn't say anything else. But I just think of these opens and stuff like that. You're representing USA Taekwondo, not I don't know. Maybe it's semantics. I don't know. I think it's a little
Who's
But they
strange.
buying
co
the
they
ticket? That's a question.
but they also coach the other 54 kid. They coach other 54 kid too. The Ethan that's not on the national team. They coach them there. I'm not saying it's an issue, but I'm just saying like I just don't understand how it doesn't make sense to be coaching a national team member,
That's a
leading
good
into the
point.
world championships,
That's a great point. So you're not coaching the national team athlete, but you're coaching another national level athlete. Good kid.
Yeah. I don't care about none of that. It doesn't make sense to me. That's all.
When are the world championships and where?
October in Wuxi, China.
Oh, it's in Wuxi.
Yeah,
Never been.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Actually, I get it's been a mission to get a visa for me, but I get it on Monday, so that's cool. That's good. But listen,
Can you get back in the country?
I hope so. Actually, it's funny because I have to go to. We have a pre-staging camp in Brazil, and then we go to Wuxi, and then right after Wuxi, they have China is hosting a grand slam event, and then there's the World Cup team event, which is like a tag team fighting. So they're there another 2 weeks after the World Championships. So all
The
together,
Brazilian team likes that. The team fighting stuff. I feel like that they like it.
we're just doing it because we keep thinking that it's going to be on the docket somewhere. But yeah, we've done pretty well. I mean, every time we've done really well. We won both Pan Ams. We won the under Pan Am 22. We won the World Cup. I mean, so yeah, we're doing pretty good. Pretty good.
That's the mixed one, right? It's like 2 guys, 1 girl.
Well, we fought
No,
both.
that's that late night video you watch.
Oh my God.
No, that's
What is it? What's the makeup of the team?
That's a different I don't know. It depends what side you're batting for. What you keep going with it, but I'm trying to get you out of the hole.
No.
So I just got to ask you one more question about the shirt. So you're out late night at Walmart or Target, whatever your store is, and you're looking through the kids section and you find this thing. So what does it stand for? What is it? Is it a D or a P? What is that? California?
I wore my California outfit for you. It stands for
well,
dice.
what's the bottom one? What's the bottom one?
It's an upside down P.
What does it
Obviously,
stand
that doesn't look like a D, does it? It is a D. Stands for diamonds.
Oh, diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a D?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just checking.
He always fit checks me. Every podcast that fit check me. It's weird.
I got it like that.
Hey, breaking subject. I just want to say for the record, Cowboys about to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, I don't.
It's a D for Dallas. Oh my God, what a crazy game.
We won, but we're so bad.
Our kicker's a hero.
Honestly, kicker's a hero. Kicker's a stud. He kicked a 65-yard field goal to push it to overtime. After we're up, man, we're just horrible. We're just trash. 49ers won. Your wife is happy, right?
She was extremely happy, as we all were. That was after we watched LAFC beat the Earthquakes yesterday, which was horrible.
Have you guys seen America's Team on Netflix?
I haven't started watching it yet. Well, I started watching it the other day.
That's the cowboy thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically when Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys. It's first of all, those are always well made, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot of San Francisco in there because obviously they had a big rivalry in the 80s and 90s. So it was pretty cool.
There was a point when the Cowboys mattered, right? They were the guys cutting edge stuff.
You want to hear something funny? Like this dude Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys when he was 46 years old. 8 years ago, that's like me buying the Miami Dolphins for $150 million. Think about the contracts that these kids get nowadays. He bought the Cowboys, the most expensive franchise in the world right now. And he bought it for $150 million. It's like nothing. It's nothing.
What they pay each person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy.
And when they were trying to get Dion, and it was funny because they paid him $35 million. They're like, $35 million. They're talking like, oh my gosh, it was so much. I'm like, $35 million. You can't get a third stringer for that. I mean, it's crazy.
Can't get a San Francisco kicker for that.
Nah. Hey, would you
puts the ball in
changing? You guys watched the fight last night?
Absolutely.
Canelo and Crawford?
Absolutely.
Crawford.
He's good. What else do you say? He's amazing. Amazing. Because
How old is Canelo?
The funny thing is, Canelo is younger than Crawford. He just everyone thought that Canelo was so old. He's 35 and he's 37. But Canelo's got 25 more fights. He's 60 fights, and I think Crawford, or 65 fights, 66, and Crawford has 41, 42, 43, something like that. But it's just, I mean, I think it's a style matchup. I mean, Canelo's historically had a problem with quick boxers, and if he's able to hit him and knock him out, but Crawford put on the weight. Crawford, man, did a masterclass. I mean, that was impressive. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
To do it at that level against someone at that level, you know what I mean? That's been around for as long as Canelo and fought big matches like Canelo. It's crazy to see.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see, man.
You know what's cool is like
Well,
you look at the post fight conference. Canelo is so professional. He didn't take anything away from Crawford. You know, sometimes the guy's like a little bit sour. They're like, what surprised you? His speed, his power. He's like, everything. I tried to figure it out, but he was too good. Everything was too good. He was a better, like, literally gave him all the credit. And then when the guy was like, how's it feel not to be a world champion anymore? Has it sunk in? He's like, I'm a champion. What are you talking about? I'm a champion. I was a champion before. I'm a champion now. Sometimes you got to take that loss and you just got to move on. Like I did everything. I trained right. I was healthy. I did my best every single round. I didn't quit. He was better, but I'm still a champion. I was like, good for him, man. Just like
nice.
Do you want to
they
see
were
it
so
again?
professional. No,
Me neither.
no,
Me neither. Zero interest.
no, no.
It was just too clean. It was just too clean. I thought Canelo would get off a little bit sooner though. Like when he got to like the fifth and sixth round, you know, I thought he was gonna kind of like put a little bit of pressure on him and kind of start throwing him around a little bit, but not too much.
It was just too fast. It was just too fast for him. And Crawford didn't hurt Canelo at all. He doesn't hit hard enough to hurt him, but he was too fast, and Canelo never caught him with a big shot to put Crawford in trouble. And boxing once, like they always say, speed kills. Speed kills, man. And he was just
So
way
where are they? Where are they in their careers, their respective careers?
both
And yeah,
in the end.
maybe like
Yeah.
So that's what made it such a good fight because they both had such big records and big histories in boxing to make this fight kind of late. Him being, undefeated and Canelo losing to only, a few people. It's a big fight to kind of close out everything.
But I give Canelo credit for. He fought Mayweather when he wasn't supposed to. He was like 21, 22, and he fought him. He fought Bivol, who's way bigger. He fights Crawford, gives Crawford, like, think about it. Canelo has nothing to gain by this match. If he wins, he beat a smaller guy. You know what I'm saying? If he loses, he lost to a smaller guy. And, he fights all the big people. He doesn't. He fought, Triple G 3 times. He fought Kovalev, a light heavyweight. Like, he fought all the big dudes. And, he has obviously his fair share of wins. And he made $100+ million for this fight. $100+ million. That's crazy.
Like, did he actually lose then? Nah, but Crawford
Nah.
was amazing. But it was a master class though, coach. It was damn near perfect,
It was a masterclass for sure.
Yeah, for
100%.
sure.
But hey, did you look at the German Open at all?
A little bit. I didn't see too many matches. I saw some of the complaints about the matches and the scoring and a couple of headshots that kind of went up twice and shouldn't have came up winnable all and you can't fix it. I still don't understand the purpose of taking away the card though.
Yeah, I was talking to an IR this weekend, a pretty good IR that actually travels around to everything, World Championships, Grand Prix, and he was like, I was asking like, can't the headshots be video reviewed by AI? If you think about like tennis, you don't ever watch the video of the ball going out. It's like a little dot, right? That's done by AI, and it's done right away. So I'm like, couldn't AI show you if you hit the head, and maybe the video replay official looks at if you grabbed or whatever? And he was like, with this system, you might, if there's no video replay, you're going to use less referees. So I'm like, I don't know. This is going to be interesting if they really take it away. Actually, I had a debate with my wife today. I said, and you'll appreciate this, Young, a little bit, because we've accepted the body shots. We've accepted that, okay, these little slashes score. And when we see a big body shot, TJ, we don't even flinch. We just keep going, kick again. But for the head, if we get a little scratch, we want to be able to video review it. But if you're just being even across the board, if you can't video review the body, why should you video review the head?
Yeah, I think I remember it started with the whole like kicking the front of the face thing and saying that the helmet wouldn't score if it hit the face. That's where it started, and it,
That's where
it
it
turned
started.
quickly from that to any little toe touch, wins the match. But I don't know what you do. I think I agree with you. If you're gonna do it, just let it be one way or another, as far as like no
So,
cards for
so,
anything.
so, Young, you might like this. So, would it, TJ, do you think it'll revert back to old school? Like, think about it. Like, listen, somebody sent me a fight. I won't say the fight, and I was watching, and I hit the guy twice in the head in the first round. The score was 0-0. Hit him once in the second round, 0-0. Third round, two times in the head, 0-0. I lost 1-0 because there was a cut kick. So 3 rounds, I hit the head. I easily, like, not, we're not talking like you got a video review to see, like, you just see him. But in those days, they didn't score it unless it was like kaboom. So right now we're conditioned to go, oh my gosh, it touched the face. Oh my gosh, I saw it go like that. And we're saying, hey, that's good. But what if we start just going the other way? Dude, that didn't hit hard enough. So it didn't score. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just like we do with the body. Because the body, we see some bombs go off. And we don't go like, oh my gosh. We just kind of like twist kick again.
I
you
think the
know?
question
Yeah.
was, I
So
think the question was what happens in the reverse where it does get hit and it goes off twice. It gets hit once and it scores twice, and you still can't do anything about it.
yeah, that'd be bad.
But you guys, it goes back to the question, which we've had a lot of conversation about. What we have here is from a movie, a failure to communicate. But what we have here is a problem where we're acquiescing to the system as opposed to the laudable outcome. So if you start from a place right now, what you're saying is, okay, here's the system. So do we adjust our expectations to the system and then accept the system as it is and just make it a video game? And that's like I always use the Karate Fighter video game analogy. You play that thing with your quarter, keep doing the same move. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does the move. You do the same combination. You don't start yelling at the game. You just keep pressing the buttons. But isn't the better outcome, potentially the better outcome, to try to really think about what you're trying to fix, and then rather than accepting mediocrity, or less than mediocrity, that you try to figure out how to make it better. Once we start, like I told you that saying in Korean, once it starts to rain, people walk when it starts to rain. Then they run until they get wet. Then they start walking. They give up, and that's kind of where we find ourselves right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like if you listen to the conversation, we're all walking. We're like, yeah, wouldn't it be better just to like get completely wet? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it.
No, I mean, and that, again, I mean, I've debated with you and I've debated with, Steve Young about, the system and stuff like that. But, when I start to think about this head thing, because you know what's going to happen, TJ, they're going to come back and say, oh my gosh, the German Open was great. And it's just going to be a reason to push through the agenda. And so we're all going to have to adjust to these shots getting hit in the head, or like you said, if there's two, they go one kick and two go up, or someone just literally, because we see some blasts, Young. We see some you know, at the Olympics, we saw a dude slide back, Padichuggy the guy's headgear off like a bat, the Cuban guy. 0 points. The coach had a review. Like when you see that, you're going to be like, what the heck? And that's
What's
going
the
to be,
outcome? Yeah. What do you want? Right.
that's when the referees got to step in and use their card. And then we're going to have to rely that the referees are good.
Honest.
They
Yeah.
also use the gloves
That's what I was
this
about to
time.
ask you. Did you see
So
any of that stuff?
it's funny because they test on the body, they test on the head, and then they punch each other. Young, they got a square like right in the middle, right here. I didn't watch a ton of fights, but I didn't see any punches scored. It's kind of dumb. It's like it's right here. It's like right here. So if I punched you right here or right here, and I folded you, nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
and it was kind of gross too. I think what I read was they used the same gloves. Like when I was done, I put them there. I'm like,
That was that
could
U.S.
you?
Open in like I forget what year that was when they first started using the Just and they were putting the socks in the bags. Do you remember that?
Uh, that was in 2008 in Puerto Rico.
Mm. I did a
I
U.S. Open
remember
once too. It was gross.
disgusting. Like, ugh, ugh.
Yeah, that was like, and those brackets were huge. I think I fought. I fought 6 times and didn't get a medal.
Come on.
I swear to you, I lost the sixth match. It was quarterfinals in lightweight
That's
one year.
That's
that's
over 60. That's over
young. See,
64.
young.
Hmm.
Talking about that, there was one guy in the Turkish nationals in the cadet divisions. There was a one draw and 345 kids in one division. Imagine that. 345 people. You want to talk about a pipeline?
There's your pipeline.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
that's one of
crazy.
those days where you're fighting and you hope you lose so you can go home.
Yeah. You're like, dude, I'm on match number 5 and I'm not even in quarterfinals yet. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Ah,
And
because it's
yeah,
such a big sport over there. They have a huge following, but that's just, I don't care for whatever you say. That's a lot of people.
that's crazy.
Like,
How does it even finish in a day?
wow.
can't finish in a day unless you're fighting multiple rings. I mean, just think about the draw itself, 128.
That's
What,
one
how many
division.
people?
And all of divisions are like that. Like I don't understand that. We do 50 in President's Cup and we're there till 8 o'clock at night. I mean,
Yeah.
granted, when we had what do we have? 8 rings or 10 rings?
I think there was 10. I
10
think it was
rings.
10. Yeah, 10.
I mean, I saw 15 rings at the German Open. So I
I think
mean,
there's ever too
it,
many rings. I like
yeah,
6. I like 6 rings. 6 rings I think is good for a tournament. I know it's not big enough, but just 6 is like my max. When everything's going on and stuff like that, I think 6 is good. It keeps you out of like the whole like not waiting for your coach thing and all that stuff like that, you know?
yeah, I think 6 is manageable. But like just again, when it's pure numbers, I mean,
You
it's
don't got
just
that many good
the number.
referees.
That's when you said is what's the number? I'm like, that's the problem. 15 is way too many because it's just difficult to get any kind of quality. And let's say there's quality, consistency. How about that word? Consistency from each ring, and that's there lies in the
Yeah,
problem.
and
So
that's the problem. So that's why they used to try to keep all the matches in the same ring from one division. This way, at least you're all on the same sheet of music, right? You have the referees, good or bad.
they're
they're
doing
all
that at
doing whatever.
opens
Yeah.
right now. It seems like, right? I mean, very rarely do you. I mean,
Changing for
you,
you mean changing rings?
yeah, you stay in your same ring.
For the most part. Until you like towards quarters
That
it started. This one jumped around a little bit. I think I went from like one side to the other.
Yeah, I think just because when rings got out of balance, but I think generally speaking, you're always in the same ring. But I know, like, I mean, that doesn't happen in America. It just kind of runs all. I mean, it's good and bad, right, Young? Because if you have a good ring, you have a good ring. But if you have a bad ring, you're kind
Uh,
of like, please, man, send me to ring 5. Let me get out
yeah.
of ring 1.
That's why we would always adjust. We'd look in, go and see what referees were scoring and not scoring and doing and not doing, that's always one of my favorite stories when I was doing seminars right after the games. I'm teaching down somewhere and it's a Taekwondo guy. And so you were talking about cut kick and talking about, so he does a cut kick. And I said, what do you do if that kick doesn't score? I said, he goes, well, I had an athlete, he raised his hand, that went to a tournament and he kept doing skip side kick and they wouldn't score it. It was like in North Carolina somewhere. And so it actually was. And I go, so what do you do? He goes, well, I'll tell him to keep doing it till it scores. And I go, all right, you're a terrible coach. And he, what? I said, if you go to a pizza restaurant and you order chicken, what are you going to get? You're not going to get chicken. You're going to get pizza. So start ordering pizza. I said, you're at a tournament. Start doing what they're scoring. You're not going to change. The ref's going to be like, oh, well, I really didn't like that kick, but I like this one. No, you got to. And that's where you have the problem with the refereeing. I still go back. I think our biggest challenge today still is the referee core itself, the individuals that referee in general. And, whenever you say that, people, like when you talk about lawyers, are like, oh, but this one's good. Yeah, I get it. But, yeah, 1 out of 200 are good. The reality is that the average Taekwondo referee can't score properly. And the average Taekwondo scoring system can't score properly. So how can you expect an athlete to perform properly?
I think it's
You
kind of
know,
it's kind of cool when you start looking at. I think the Pan Am region referees in general offer a different kind of fight. in the Pan Am region in
Ah,
comparison to like
interesting.
European referees and then obviously the Asian referees. When I've watched some of their
Mm-mm-mm.
nationals and the other events, it's such a different play call. You're not.
Watch soccer. Watch soccer. You want basically you watch South American soccer, South America soccer. It's a fist fight. To get a foul in South American soccer and not to have a fist fight during the fight is an anomaly, right? When you watch European soccer or you watch even American soccer, it's a different. Watch college soccer, right? The refereeing is just so different, and it creates a different environment, which makes the point even more so, right?
Yeah,
So
I
which
think.
is better? Which one you like better, TJ?
Oof, that's a good question. I'm gonna say for the Pan Am region, for what I've noticed in the last few ones I've been to, I think in the beginning we were hypersensitive about a lot of the over hopping and the canceling stuff, right? That was kind of like what the referees looked out for. I feel like they've lightened up on that, but it's starting to allow back to a lot of grabbing and pushing and kind of stuff that lingers and kind of makes the fight messy for me. Um, I think for where we are now in this sport, I think Europe probably has the best referee corps in my head. The way that the game's kind of a little bit played, sometimes a little lighter, but I think now they're allowing for it to be just rough enough where everyone can kind of still be there without it becoming like a full blown wrestling match, you know?
You're talking about the pushing and the shoving and the
Yeah, yeah.
grabbing.
I think obviously in the like again, I think the Pan Am region was a lot of punches, and I think it gives us a little bit of a false sense of success because also we go to worlds level events and Grand Prix in Europe, and you start punching and they don't push the button, and that kind of sets up our game for our inside kicks or our face kicks and stuff like that. So I think that some of the things that are scored and rewarded and not rewarded in the Pan Am region kind of hurt us when we travel abroad. But is it me or doesn't it? Do you feel like the referees, Kaleo, they break you either really fast or for no reason? Like like something happens and then Kaleo, I'm like, why did he stop that match? The guy was continuing attack. Like, did you see this a lot in President's Cup?
A little bit. I've seen it like just a lot recently. I don't know why it's. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff, but a lot of times it looks like I don't know if they're trying to interject before it gets to the next part of the action or whatever. But then sometimes it's the same thing. You watch it go on for 3, 4 seconds too long. Like we could have stopped this one. So I don't really know what they're looking for as far as like what they stop or what they don't stop. But a lot of times it'll be this weird kind of stop and immediately say go again, and everyone in the ring's completely lost on why, especially for the person that's towards the edge or trying to push the person back to the edge.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, obviously, just like a good coach or a good athlete, sometimes they feel the fight, they feel the match. I think a good referee feels the match like, hey, this is the flow of this match. These guys are being a little rough inside. Let them go, and then if it's too much, I can stop it. Where some other ones break it right away, and you're like, you're disrupting the flow of the match. I mean, you're not helping anybody. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to help anybody, but you're not letting the match naturally
You're
take its
not helping the
course.
game. You're not
Yeah,
shaping the game. So,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, here's the question. So, because the genius that pushed for pushing, no pun intended, was Yang Jinban, and just a self-centered megalomaniac short person, Napoleon complex. And so he pushed to have this pushing allowed because he felt if you allowed pushing, it would stop grabbing. So, what do you think about this whole pushing grabbing dynamic and what the solution is? Or if it needs to be fixed? Do you think pushing should be allowed?
I mean, even old school Taekwondo, we call it old school Taekwondo before. I mean, you push people off you to try to make space to kick, but it was for the purpose of kicking. Um, you've changed directions, you switched your feet on the inside. I think all the pushing and everybody grabbed in too. I just think that it's become so prevalent in a sense of we didn't used to get in the ring and like push each other back and forth for 3, 4 seconds at a time. It was like someone tried to make space, someone either responded or they shut it down, and then the referee did his job. I think with this five Gamjan thing, it just made the game a lot more messy. It allows I don't know how do you say it, especially with going out of bounds and the aggressor to kind of pushing people towards the edge and kind of make it more so about the outside aspect of it as opposed to just the scoring side of the whole thing.
Listen, my feeling is you don't. I mean, right when they first said it, people were like literally like sumo wrestling pushing, and they kind of figured out, okay, this was the wrong concept. So they said it has to be like a quick push and a follow up, and if you do that, it's okay. And if you have a sustained push, it's it's a come down for you for pushing. You obviously can't push somebody out of bounds. You can't push them while they're kicking. It's got to be a sharp movement and then a follow up. But I think these athletes that get in the clinch and put their head down and start to shove, I think that should be an automatic come down. I mean, because it's if you just ask me, should you push in a fight, in a Taekwondo fight? I'm going to say no. But if you're like over there, the guy comes, if we're in the clinch and I push off and kick right away, yeah. But this sustained push, head down, and like just drive you back and try to kick over the shoulder, I think it's just ugly. I think it's stupid. I think it's not skillful. It's just kind of being brute force weird, you know? And then the guy's like, shoot, you're just shoving me back. I'm going to grab you. Am I grabbing or are you pushing? You know, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
That's
I think
that's the problem.
The crazy part in those situations, the no call. Like someone's clearly grabbing and someone's clearly pushing. And like when they just kind of break it and then let it happen again, then you're just confused. You're just hoping that whenever they decide to make this call, it's just the opposite way, you know?
yeah.
Well, I guess it goes back to if you're looking at, and this is something for you guys to think about, because I'm not, training or competing or coaching at this level. I'm coaching, obviously, but not coaching the level you guys are coaching currently. What should it look like? Like, are you happy with what the game is now? And if you're not, what is it that you're unhappy with?
Now you go, you start first.
Listen, I can't say I'm happy with the game. What I really just despise is the changing of the rules so often. I think just when people get a flow of what's going on from a coaching standpoint, from an athlete standpoint, from a refereeing standpoint, they they adjust something for some crazy reason. I don't know who sits in the room and decides it. I think that's a big problem. I think that I watched a match today, and when I looked at it, I go, the wrong person won. The person that won was not good at all. And I had to rewind a bunch of times to see what was scoring. I just couldn't figure it out. So from the eye test, I'm like, that guy's not that good. He's really good, but he's losing. And it wasn't because he was doing something stupid. It was just like how? Like I'm watching American football. I watch soccer. You don't see a bad team that kicks the ball out of bounds that can't passes. Like very rarely do they put the ball in the goal. The better team usually win. And when people are kind of closely matched, somebody makes a mistake, somebody capitalizes, and you go back. But when you see a clear mismatch in ability, I mean strategy, speed, power, technique, a clear mismatch, and that person wins, that I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. And so when I see that, I just have to go back to the system. The system itself is rewarding the wrong person, the wrong techniques. And so for me, until they fix that, we're going to be here. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
TJ?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on board with that. That's not much. I think it's definitely the system. I think we're too smart for our own good in certain situations, you know. The interpretation, like you said, the rules, interpretation of the rules, like what's good, what's not good. It's just you said we've learned to deal with it, but you'll see several calls for the same thing called differently by the same person in the same ring in the same match, you know. And it's that those are always the issues. I don't know if I think we said before we have too many rules. And it's weird to me that we're going the opposite way. We're creating more rules and then taking more away from the coaches as far as like now I can't even say that hit, you know?
Yeah.
Now I can't even interject and stop a bad call. So it's interesting. I think it's tough. I think it's tough on the athletes. So that's why I'm always impressed with the ones that can kind of win consistently in this chaos because it is a little difficult, you know?
TJ, you in the WT WhatsApp chat?
Yes.
Yeah. So you saw that somebody was asking about, hey, I saw a bunch of monkey kicks inside the clinch and people kicking. And then they came back and they said, if the points score, they should give the come John. If it doesn't score, they should let it go. I'm like, I didn't understand that. If they do it, they do it, right? Whether it scores or not, they should be penalized for it. If that's the rule, if that's the rule.
It was like that for the kick after Calio. Remember, it had to make contact. So if you kicked out Calio, didn't touch, it was okay. Now, but you see people call it both ways. Your leg will go out, hits nothing, you'll still get it. it does. I think you just make a decision. It's your leg comes up, but I don't even think that should be. It should be up to the referee to go. Okay, it kind of hit him a little bit, but you got two people fighting, and you're seeing matches dictated off of someone being a little aggressive before the referee says start because they halfway move their arm and not all the way. Like we have too many rules, and it's just like I said, it's backwards that they're
I want the, it's kind of changing, but along the too many rules. Young, like I'm winning. TJ is losing, and you're the referee. You're about to say go, and I know TJ is going to come at me and kick right away. So you're about to say go, and TJ goes like that, like he kind of flinches, and I kick because I'm trying to defend myself, and the referee didn't say go yet. I get a come, John, and all of a sudden I lose the match because TJ was trying to get me, and I'm like I got to protect myself, and I pick my leg up, but then I kick before the referee said go. It's things like that. They're like, don't decide the match like that.
have nothing to do with the game.
Nothing
Had
to the game.
nothing to do with the game.
Well, this is an old thing that, it's been a pet peeve of mine for a very long time. The Korean culture in general has been a culture of punishment and not reward. And when we changed the system back in the day, we changed it because we pointed this out to them, that they had 295 warnings and deduction points, and they spent 95% of the referee seminar on how to teach people to give those warnings and how to look for those warnings. And they spent zero, I literally mean 0%, on what a point was and how to score a point. And this is part of the problem. So what you're seeing is that's the rationale back in place. Let me punish the guy who did something as opposed to find out what the causation is and reward the guy who didn't do something. But such is life.
What do you think about well, I got two things. I got a philosophical question for you guys later, but like TJ, is interesting because going back to the President's Cup, I know that at one point it was told to at least the American population of Taekwondo that the Pan Am region didn't matter. That wasn't the measuring stick. The measuring stick was Europe and Asia, and it doesn't matter if you win over here. And I was thinking to myself, I couldn't help but think to myself, like, okay, if that's the case, but like we're not winning over here, so what does that say? Or I don't know. And then you got coaches going in the back area and talking to referees and talking to officials and I don't know if it's the lobbying or complaining or whatever, but I'm kind of like interesting that so they're loud. Interesting enough that they said that the level was so bad, but it's so bad that and you still have to go back and complain. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but when I was thinking about it, like it's hard for me to believe that we took that many people there and then it didn't come back with a gold medal finish. Like I don't know if that it can be good. You know what I mean? It's not again. It's never about the athletes, but like the overall result of having a lot of our national team members there, a lot of our high profile athletes there, and not being able to end up at the gold medal spot is a little bit weird. When you have smaller countries and different divisions, and granted some are world divisions, some are Olympic divisions, but I mean, if it doesn't matter, you still got to win it. You know what I mean? If it doesn't matter, we still should be finishing ahead of everybody else. I guess that's my biggest feel. And I think Brazil has always historically had a tough national team. It was always USA, Mexico, Brazil, Canada, obviously the bigger countries, but it seems to me a little bit, it's lopsided right now from all aspects. It just doesn't make any, it's one and then it's the other.
I mean, happened at the Pan Am's, the under 20. We talked about that a couple podcasts ago. That same thing. You had Haiti finishing in front of the United States. That's not good. I mean, good for the Haitian girl because she happens to be a peak performance athlete, so that's kind of cool. But hey, how about a little philosophical question for you, Young? You'll probably like this. I don't know how to. I'm trying to. Let me see if I can put this right for the people out there. So, me and TJ are friends. Me and TJ are good friends, and Herb, you're my enemy. We just don't get along. TJ knows it. TJ knows that me and you don't get along, and TJ goes and befriends you. Good or bad for me and TJ? Did I explain that right?
Try it again.
Me and TJ are friends. And I got beef with you over there. Me and TJ are friends. I got a beef with you, and for some reason,
I got to draw it. Hold on, just give me a second.
For some reason, TJ all of a sudden becomes friends with you.
Got it.
If we were all three friends together, and all of a sudden I have a beef with you, TJ could be like, "Yo, man, I mean, you and Herb got a problem, but man, I've been friends with Herb for a long time. I mean, I'm not trying to get involved in it, but you're out there. You're nobody. Me and TJ are friends, and TJ knows that I got a problem with you for whatever reason, and all of a sudden TJ goes over there and makes friends. Cool or not cool?
I just have a personal philosophy that's, um, I think that men and women, I use the word man because it's my point of reference, but I think that you have a fundamental responsibility in your friendships, depending on the relationships that they are, that you maintain that level of friendship. And that means that if you and I are friends and and TJ, you have a problem with TJ, and I don't have a friendship with TJ, I still don't have a friendship with TJ. I don't get involved with TJ because I have a value in not just in your friendship.
Yeah,
I'm going to assume that you as an individual and I share the same moral value and same ethical value. And so I don't have a need to have a friendship with the other person because that there's no reason that I would start it knowing that. And
yeah,
that's just the way I look at it. If the three of us were friends, right?
yeah,
And TJ went to Walmart and bought a shirt with an upside down P, and then okay, and then I decided not to be his friend. You could still be his friend, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because that you guys had a pre-existing friendship, and most likely that's okay too. And you'd be like, yeah, I get it, but that's between you two because you guys have your own issues. But I've been friends with him for a long time. But yeah, that's my feeling on it.
GG.
I mean,
TJ watched Friends. He already admitted to watching Friends. So
and I'm like I said, it's not too hard to figure out. I mean, it just makes sense. It's hard to create that type of relationship with someone knowing that there's already an issue with someone that you already know, to even
Yeah,
to go out of your way to put yourself in the middle of something like that to me is always strange because it's
yeah.
definitely a choice.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I was thinking about it recently, and then talked to. I was like, man, am I being weird? But then I remember actually an MMA guy, Khabib, with Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier was being friendly with Conor McGregor, and Khabib got really mad because him and Cormier are like brothers, and he's like, your enemy is my enemy. You can't go across that line. And and again, I know there's different degrees and stuff like that. But anyway, I was just thinking about it because it's even like that politically. I mean, there's a lot of things that go on and stuff like that. And in light of, I know maybe it's not proper for us to talk about it, but like obviously there was a huge tragedy in America. And I don't care what side of the fence you're on, left, right, blue, red. I mean, when somebody gets assassinated, when somebody gets shot, by a sniper rifle. I mean, it's a sad time in the country. It's a sad time for humanity. I mean, I dude, I have so many. I mean, I'm just speaking from personal experience. I have so many friends that may not agree with what I agree with politically or economically and stuff like that. But I'm still friends with them, and we can agree to disagree. Doesn't mean we gotta freaking hate each other and shoot each other. I don't know what's happened in this life that we're where we're at, man. It's a little scary. It's a little sad. It's rough. And I'm seeing people on both sides of the fence nowadays just celebrating somebody's uh, death. It's weird. It's weird for me.
You know what's crazy for me? I mean, I know we live in a time of like media and a time, social media and news and public information and all that stuff like that. But I remember turning my phone on and just seeing video after video after video after video of like that shot over and over again, just on public platform. No like graphics warning, no blocking. And again, I don't think you should block it, but there's kids, there's people that those aren't like mature audience, Instagrams. It's just out there. And when I tell you, every time I flicked up, it was another angle, another video, another this, another that. That's what was sad for me. Obviously, not that his death is not sad, but like the overall how I don't even know where we are, how far I say fallen, how we've normalized bad things, and we we allow, like you said, negative talk about someone's death. Like that's the core of it. Someone died. Someone was shot. You know, and that can never be good or bad. You know me. I'm not a big political person at all. Like I can't with any of it. But it's just sad, and that's sad that that's where we are in the world, where we just can flick through our phones and see that over and over again. You know?
I think, you know, for whatever it's worth, the only reason I knew of the individual and the rhetoric associated with is it would come across my TikTok feed, right? And I'm one of those people. I'm not afraid of information. I listen and I watch and I listen to a variety of viewpoints and stuff. And so I don't think that anyone, and I'm not sure I would use the word assassinate because then assassination makes it a political thing based on well, I see. I can say that either because it could just be one person and his political views. So if at the end of the day you come up and you figure out this is an assassination, it means they thought by taking this individual out they would change the political climate based on a politic. And so there's no doubt that this person had an agenda in what they did and why they did it. So it's probably not an inappropriate use of the word assassination. But I think that word becomes pregnant with a lot of other meaning where you assume that the individual that did the act was representing a community or a bunch of people that disagreed with the individual that got shot. I think I get, without getting into all those philosophical conversations, and certainly not any of the content of the individual who was speaking and got shot. I think it's a bad time and a bad place when we resort to violence as part of the dialogue and the diatribe. As far as, but a week earlier, just to put it in perspective, a girl was sitting at a subway, just sitting, minding her own business, like walked into the subway.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's just, so like, I always joke, if you want to assassinate me or kill me, you got to come to my house and get me on my couch because that's where I go. I don't go outside because but like there are people listening in this weird little city that I live. We had a lot of crazy people. So what if these crazy people that didn't like the way I handled the public business, one of them decided they were going to shoot me, which they could have, right? Because these people were crazy. They lied. They were cheaters. They were they were horrible.
Yeah, you
And
can understand.
yeah. And so I was like, I just decided, okay, I'm going to exit the public because I did it to help. I didn't do it to hurt people. And I definitely didn't want to get hurt as a result of my service.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, in Taekwondo back in the day, I had a couple of Korean guys try to take me in a bathroom and rough me up. Like they didn't know who I was. They obviously mistook me for one of them. And it's a funny story because I went and told John Holloway, and Holloway wanted to find them and help them with their pain. I just laughed because I was with, I think I might have been with Steve Kapner. And when the guy kept going, it was a guy from Washington, a little puffy-haired doughboy. And he kept talking to me. So I finally realized he was trying to intimidate me. And I said, sounds like you have a personal problem. You have a personal problem with me? You don't have to like my opinion, but I didn't ask you. I'm head of the athletes advisory committee. I don't really care what you think. But if you have a personal problem, we can handle it differently. And then all of a sudden, he changed his demeanor. But that's Taekwondo. You can remember back in the day in Chicago. In Chicago, there were guys that brought guns to tournaments.
Yep.
There were tables thrown over. There were, they cared so much about whether their students won, lost, or went to a tournament. They pulled out guns. And that was an American, by the way. The Koreans ran across the gym and kicked each other, or took guys out into a parking lot, right? So, violence of any sort in those kind of discussions, we come from a violent sport. So to some degree, you can expect there to be violence in our sport, in the sense of just physical confrontation, but not guns and stuff. But in this particular situation, I don't think anyone, regardless of how you don't like their message, don't listen to them.
Yeah, true.
Have the justice, Supreme Court justice, not this group of clowns, but the one in the past who made the rule on it. He says the solution for bad speech is more speech. So his thing was like, that's why we have free speech. If it's bad speech, lies, more speech cures that, not censoring the speech. Right. So it's an interesting thing to think about. I listened to some of the rhetoric of the individual who got shot, and I didn't agree with the rhetoric. And I hate the kind of argument that kind of individual does, because it's a very childish sort of argument. And so I don't agree with it. So I don't pay attention to it. I discount the content. But on the other side of it, there were sometimes when the individual said stuff where I was like, okay, well, all right, that's true. Yeah. All right. So you got to, like, not even individuals that you may not agree with, they will come up with speech that makes you think about your position, right? Because we get so caught up. One of the problems in American politics these days is the silo mentality. You're a Republican. You're a conservative.
That's the
I'm a
problem right
liberal.
now.
Yeah, and I'm not any of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
There are things. I'm a person. I have things and thoughts about different things, and I
Yep.
have different thoughts on that you would be like, really?
Yeah.
And you'd have other ones where you go, oh, I could see that. Like most
Yeah.
people that know me, they see me as a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom fighter. I fight for what's right in Taekwondo. I fight for what's right in my city. I fight for what they would be surprised to know some of the other views I hold, which are very dogmatic,
Yeah.
and because I think it's a more pragmatic way.
Yep.
If you want to watch a political documentary, there are two things actually I tell you guys today. You want to watch a political documentary and it's a fiction. Watch The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale. It's a long six seasons of it to get through it. But when you watch that, it's a commentary on the current political affairs. But if you want to watch something for pure enjoyment and see the future of TJ in a podcast in the future, watch the Charlie Sheen documentary, the
Oh
two-part
yeah.
one.
Good.
I didn't see it.
On
You saw it?
Did you see it?
No, I heard it was good. I heard it was really good. I haven't seen
Dude,
it.
you got to watch it.
I'm
It's
gonna watch it.
fascinating because it talks to, unfortunately, it's a precursor for one of our current athletes. This athlete should watch this documentary because it's what happens when everybody around you tells you your shit doesn't stink. And it's what happens when you believe it doesn't. And it's what happens to you when you lose yourself in the process. And that's it's a little too
Yeah.
extreme for the athlete. I don't want to mention that for the athlete, but it's not untrue. Look at what happened to Mike Tyson. Look at anybody that goes
Yeah,
down
yeah.
that path. So in
I
this
knew.
particular documentary, it's fascinating because Charlie Sheen, who's become the butt of many, many jokes for
Yep.
different
Yep.
reasons.
Yep.
But when you watch it, he kind of explains the
Yeah, I've
last
heard
part
of
of
it.
it's extremely shocking. The last
Okay.
5
Tell.
minutes.
I gotta see it because
But
I just
watch
listened
it.
to a podcast with that he was on and he was explaining all that stuff. It's in the documentary, but I didn't see it yet, so I'm gonna watch it.
Have you seen the TikToks of Nick Nolte?
No.
Butter sausages? Just
Yeah.
after you get off the phone, go to any platform, type in not Nick Nolte, Gary Busey. Gary Busey.
Close.
Yeah, close. They're kind of the same to me. And butter sausages. And then you'll see a guy who's lost, great actor for 10 seconds,
Yeah.
lost his mind.
All right, I'll get
I
it.
think it's Gary Busey. He's the guy that was in all those. He was in a couple of Steven Seagal movies. He played a really good bad guy. He's an interesting guy. But interesting times. Well, we've come up on an hour.
Yeah.
We've covered some politics. We've covered the philosophical musings of Coach Buddha
Yeah, sorry.
Moreno. We have done the
Trying to say
D,
stuff.
which is now a P, which I think is a D again. Diamond available at your local Walmart in the discount bin for $5.95. I'm gonna
That's
as soon as
rude.
I get
That's
off this
rude,
thing,
TJ.
I'm gonna go look at, like, you're going through the store. I just want to understand your
Are
fashion.
we watching his shirt?
You're going to the store and I'm trying to figure out I am so behind the times. I don't know what Diamond is. So I'm going to have to now go look
I'll
up
send you
this
one.
brand. Dude, I got to invite you out for a seminar. I keep forgetting.
I'll charge you for
I
it.
got to bring you up.
I'll go.
Why wouldn't you? Well, that's the whole part. We're supposed to be in this cycle of seminars where we take care of each other. So
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. Well, we got a podcast coming up. Thank you, gentlemen. As always, this has been the Warehouse 15. Let me send out
Sorry,
some
not
hearts.
sorry.
It goes. Sorry, not sorry. To go to love and the peace. Gentlemen, we are out. Good work.